Hey guys, Kitty here, and welcome back to the episode. Today we are going to be doing ARK number 2. People have been looking forward to this for some time now, so I'm actually kind of excited to hop into this, you know? I wanted to really zone in on two animals that I find super interesting, which are going to be giraffes and pandas. Now, they vary drastically in a lot of different ways, which is why I decided to pick them. You know, they don't really complement each other, but they show two different sides of the mammal kingdom. So without any further ado, let's start with giraffes. Okay, so giraffes actually had some fairly interesting facts while I was researching them. But just to start off a little slow, let's go with the more basic ones. First off, they are the tallest mammal in the world. I don't think this really comes as a surprise to anyone. Giraffes are extremely tall. They can be about 14 to 19 feet on average, just for reference. That's crazy. Humans are a lot shorter than that in comparison, but that's mainly due to their neck, which is like about a third of their height in total, so it's really honestly not that surprising. Not only are they tall, however, their tongues are about 18 inches long. That is to help them, reach a lot of vegetation that is high up in trees because of their natural environment. They need to be able to reach up that far, so it's completely understandable why they have that. But once we start to get into the more weird things, they live to be about 35 years old, which honestly seems a little short for what giraffes are. But I mean, hey, 35 years, that's a pretty long time compared to a lot of pets that we have. Even crazier than that, however, is that they can swim. Apparently, no one's seen them swim, but people have ran calculations. Giraffes theoretically can swim. They just don't ever have a necessity for it since they, are tall. They can just walk through rivers and things. However, even crazier than that, giraffes have 4 stomachs. Why do they need 4 stomachs, you ask? I don't honestly think I can answer that question. I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with energy conservation. Since they're huge, they need a lot of food processing ability to be as efficient as possible so they can retain all that energy for their massive size. However, they also give birth standing up. Now, baby giraffes are about the same height as a full-grown man. That is insane to me. You are giving birth to this giant thing while standing up. That just can't be comfortable. Now, on that same track of thought, they also sleep standing up. That's less surprising, because I can think of a lot of animals that sleep standing up, like flamingos, for instance, and those guys sleep on one legs, but we can get to that later. I just find it crazy that giraffes sleep standing up. Their bodies are so long, I would imagine it would get tiring to hold that up. But that's why they only sleep 10 minutes to 2 hours. So they're not even, honestly bothered by it. They're on their legs almost 24/7, and they're almost awake for the whole day. That's absurd. I wish I could be awake for that long. Now, I came across this while I was doing research, and I found this kind of interesting. Apparently, there's a rumor going around that they have 3 hearts. I can confirm this is a myth. Giraffes do not have 3 hearts. That's absurd. They have a singular heart, and it's about 2 feet long. It's huge, but I mean, it has to support the entire giraffe, so nobody's honestly shocked by the size of it. But I don't know how that became a myth. I also read somewhere that giraffes have gills. Where are people even pulling this crap out of? Giraffes with gills and 3 hearts? What are you guys on about? They have 1 heart and lungs. They're mammals. They don't live in the water. Why would they need gills? That's just weird. So, that ends it for giraffes so far. I couldn't find too much else that was honestly super interesting without it getting more complex and less fascinating for most people. So this is a perfect time to segue into our next animal. Here we are, guys. Welcome to Pandaland. Similar to Candyland, but with pandas and bamboo as far as the eye can see. We're going to start with some simple facts, such as height and weight. Pandas are about 4 to 5 feet tall. Not anything too crazy. They're pretty short in comparison to me, However, they weigh up to 300 pounds. These are some chunky little bears, man. I can't even, fathom something that small weighing that much. That's actually, crazy. But also, it explains why they're so, round, I guess. And that's why they're usually considered to be, pretty cute bears in comparison to other bears. But while we keep it a little simple, this might shock some people. Apparently, people don't know that pandas eat fish. Yes, their diet is 90% bamboo, but on the rare occasion, they will dine on some fine little fish. I can't blame them. Fish is pretty good. But because they don't need to hunt, they also are usually loners. They don't like to be around a lot of other pandas because, they don't really need to. It doesn't make sense for them. They just sleep and eat all day. Usually they just mate and then they dip. The mother keeps the babies for a few months and then they dip. And then the babies grow up, it's all good. So, on the topic of babies as well, apparently baby pandas are pink. They don't have any fur and they're blind. That's pretty weird. I looked at a picture of a baby panda. They look nothing like a full grown panda. I'll put an image here just so you can see them. They actually look pretty weird, honestly, but also kind of cute in a weird way. So, eventually, once that baby panda grows up, about at 5 months, they start to learn how to climb. This is very essential to pandas, as they use them to climb trees and mountains frequently. It's just something that they have to do. They kind of have no choice, Eventually, once a panda's full grown, it can climb up to 13,000 feet. That's crazy. They can just climb 13,000 feet so casually. I don't understand how they do that. And now I'm going to leave you with the two weirdest facts I could find. The first one is that apparently their wrist bone is extended and can be used to grip objects like bamboo, sort of like a human thumb, but in reality they still have 5 fingers. They're just also have a wrist bone that acts as a thumb to grip things. That is crazy. I didn't know that was a thing, but even crazier than that is this final fact I could find. Pandas will sometimes do handstands when they go pee. Now, this isn't some random fact. This comes from the Wildlife Foundation, may I mind you. This is official sources. Pandas will do handstands to go pee so they can have their scent higher in the air to help mark their territory better. So, guys, that has been it for this episode of Animal Review. I hope you enjoyed. You got to learn some interesting facts about the world of giraffes and pandas. Without any further ado, BAM! Bye! Also, if you could, like the video, subscribe, send it to some other people, tell them to like the video and subscribe, or else I might show up to your door to murder you. Bye now!